Day 26. So we started from San Remo and we are now in Queenscliff. Today was 82k. I did, the first stint actually was really, really tough. It was one of my hardest, basically morning sessions I think I've done. I got to around 50 kilometers, and coming out of San Remo, we actually had a really good little tailwind. I think it was 20 knots or so straight behind. It might have lasted for half an hour. And then the wind just died to a couple of knots, and it was really actually mentally challenging. So I think to have that excitement of the tailwind and start to catch the runs and then have that kind of taken away from you was probably one of the mentally the most hard things I've had to deal with so far. Didn't have my music today because I lost my speaker yesterday when I fell out of the ski, and basically had to have a day of my own thought, for better or worse. I spent a bit of time paddling away from the boat and just reflecting on the last couple of weeks and what's coming up. I think sometimes you can start to think a little bit too much though, and definitely by that break I was ready to come back on board and reset, and I'm really, really happy. I've been holding down food super well, which has been awesome. I got a really good lunch in today, which definitely helps set you up for the afternoon. So the second part of the day was a 32k paddle with the most amazing tailwind. The runners were pretty much directly behind me the whole time. We had fantastic coastline. So it was probably towards the end with maybe 5k to go. I actually had a little bit of a funny, not so funny at the time, incident where I caught a run. I was sitting on the starboard side of the boat and I caught a run, left-handed run, and I actually ended up straight in front of the boat, and I think it came within about half a metre of me. I just managed to get out of the way in time, but had a moment there which was quite scary actually, to be honest. Totally my fault. It's my responsibility to get out of the way of the boat, but I think I just lost concentration for a moment and took that run across, but it was a good learning lesson to definitely not do that again and just make sure I keep my distance from the boat, because like me, the boat's sort of going with the runs and isn't directly going in a straight line. So we have a couple of days off here in Melbourne. It's going to be wonderful just to have some rest and relaxation and mentally switch off for a couple of days. I think today my word was emotional roller coaster, because by the end of a week you were just absolutely cooked mentally. It takes every sort of fibre of your being, and to get up every day and do that, it kind of feels like game day every day. And I mean, I've been racing for the large majority of my adult life and I know how to sort of get myself prepared, but to do that day after day and really try and be on is just something that I'm trying to figure out and is a new challenge. We love a challenge though, and happy with how it's all been going. Almost a month down. We're coming up to 2,000k soon, which is really exciting, and can't wait to have a couple of days off and get back into it. And when we get back into it, I'm hoping that a bunch of paddlers from Victoria are going to come along and join, which will be wonderful.